Sorry, I don't want to be the one to bring it up. Who wants to think about it? Who was thinking about it a week ago? But should the Reds be trading Nick Castellanos at the trade deadline? Sounds ridiculous, don't it? He's under contract for 2 more years. Why would you trade Nick Castellanos? There's a little catch in there. Let's not forget about that. But the Reds right now look like there's poised to make a playoff push. Go trade deadline, pick up some player, pick up a reliever or something. Help out with that bullpen. And now they find themselves 6.5 games out of first place and reeling a little bit after getting swept by the Brewers and then struggling there against the Mets as well. And now you have to raise in a very, very important question for the future of this Reds team. Do you trade Nick Castellanos? Because let's keep this in mind. If you go into the trade deadline, first of all, you're back 9 games. Do you think you're going to make playoffs with that? That's tough. I think if you have you're down 9 games, even maybe 8. It's a tough place to look. It's really tough to think about because this Reds team from a hitting standpoint has been absolutely amazing to watch this year. And it feels like one of those teams had organization put any sort of effort at all into building a team this year. And, you know, by that we mean not getting rid of all the decent relievers or getting rid of relievers, maybe picking a couple more up. I don't know if anybody's noticed this it blows my mind actually how organizations have not realized nasty bullpens wins championships. Heck, it wins it makes playoffs. Look at the teams out there. Nonetheless, though, story for another day. Nick Castellanos. The reason we're talking about trading Nick Castellanos today is because he has an opt-out clause at the end of the 2021 season. That's a big deal because the way I look at this, there's no chance he doesn't opt out. Why wouldn't you? 29 years old, you're in your prime. This is a perfect chance for him to opt out of that contract, sign a 8-10 year deal, lock himself down for the rest of his career. Not to mention he's having a career year, an MVP caliber season. It's not a coincidence when you have that chance to opt out this season is why you get that extra motive from a player. And I can't imagine him not getting probably a minimum $10 million raise, maybe more. Right around there from an annual standpoint. Do we think the Reds are going to pay that? Probably not. And that's where you start to ask the question, if the Reds could get an elite level player for this season, could the Reds trade that away and pick up a top prospect from another team and look towards the future? Because if you're going to lose this guy at the end of the season and you're not going to make playoffs, you best be getting something for him. It's a very tough question to ask because you're still thinking playoffs, but you're thinking, what are the chances here? I just can't imagine Nick Castellanos staying when there's a reason those opt-outs are in his contract. The tough thing for a trade is you got to find a team that would be wanting to extend him. And that, again, would up his value a little bit. But there's plenty of teams out there like that have the money, that have the capital to go out there and trade for Castellanos. I just can't imagine the Reds being that team going out there and paying him that much. And that's the reason I think it's really got to be considered. If you're not buyers at the trade deadline, you better be sellers at the Reds. There's no in-between here. Think about the future, because if this guy's out the door at the end of the year regardless, who cares what happens the rest of the season if the Reds aren't going to make playoffs? You have to look where they're going to be now, and you have to think, can this team build around, other players in the future? It's a tough question. What do you guys think? I don't want to see him go. Nonetheless, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.